guys, it is Brooke from the Junk Parlor. I feel like it has been forever since I have shared a traditional haul video where I let you shop my finds. So how I normally do my haul videos is I will show you something and I give you the price, what it is for you to purchase, and then I can invoice you, get shipping calculated, and all of that good stuff. And I haven't done that in forever. So when I went to the Williamsburg outlet mall and went to Relics in Newton, Iowa, I also stopped at a couple of thrift stores. Let me think now where we were. In Iowa City, because I was on my way to Cash's football game and I just basically made a whole day of it. So I kind of stopped along the way. And it really worked out nicely because it was like drive a half an hour, stop, drive a half an hour, stop, drive a half an hour, stop. So these are the things that I got that day. Not only at the Newton store, which I'll link the video of me shopping there. Definitely want to go watch that because they are closing at the end of 2024. And so they are having big sales store-wide. Then I went to Williamsburg Outlet Mall, which is like a traditional outlet mall, not a place you would think would have antiques. I'll link that video. Again, they had two like really, really nice antique stores. So definitely more than I could spend on purchasing something for resale, but the quality of antiques and primitives was really, really good. So if nothing else, I learned a lot while I was there shopping. And then I went on to the thrift stores in Iowa City, which there is Crowded Closet, Salvation Army, and Goodwill. And this is like the weirdest setup I feel because you have Crowded Closet and there's also Stuff Etc., which is kind of like a consignment. And I didn't go into that one because I just didn't have time. But in the strip mall where Crowded Closet is, there's stuff. And then like a block away is another strip, well, like kind of two buildings, and there's a parking lot in between the two buildings. And one is Salvation Army parking lot, other one is Goodwill. So I just park in the middle and walk and walk. But I just find it so weird that, but it's very nice and convenient. In 1 mile, less than a mile, are 4 thrift stores. Makes it very convenient for shopping. And very interesting too, because I try and think like, why does one person drop off at one store versus another? So Crowded Closet is my favorite, and hopefully I'm remembering the name correctly. But if not, all of the addresses of the places that I went this day will be down in the description box for you. First thing I want to start with though is not necessarily something that's for sale. Well, actually it is for sale, but I literally just figured out what it was. I just had the epiphany. So I picked this up at the thrift store. This was at Crowded Closet. And I was like, it was all like this and taped together. So I was like, oh, well, I'll be able to figure out what it is when I get home. And I'll do a little Google image search, because looking at it, I was like, I really don't know. What I thought it was gonna be was where this would stand up and you'd put like a little saucer here and hang your little cup mug here. But there's all these hooks on it, and having it this way, you couldn't put things down in these grooves like you could if it was this way, but this way, this doesn't bend to a 90 degree. And like, I put it on Instagram and Facebook and what is it? Please help me out. And there was lots of ideas, but I wasn't like, no one seemed sure. And I don't know why it popped into my head, but when I was at Barb's shop, which I will link that video here, it's been, I don't know, less than a year, but it's been a while. She had this hanging on the wall and I didn't know what it was, and she explained it to me. So basically, I think she had some little eyes, like the little round pieces with a screw on the end, into some wood, and this little metal piece popped down into that eye, and then this little metal piece hooked on an eye. So there was 2 eyes on the wall. And then you would have put your light, your lantern. What am I even trying to say? Yeah, an old school gas lantern would set on this. You see any similarities here? Yes, because I kept trying to figure out, why is there a hook here? And then why is there like a hook here? Because you would have, it would hang on the wall like this. So wall, and then you would hang your little lantern, or not hang it, set it. So I'd have an eye here to hold on to that little hook, and an eye here to hold on to that little hook. I finally figured it out. I'm so excited. So this I will probably be selling. This green one I have just kept because I thought I would put it somewhere in my house, and I just haven't. So I was gonna ask you guys to help me figure out what it was, but I thought of it just literally in the last couple minutes. I did go to another thrift store. What thrift store was this? I think this was a thrift store in Newton. It's the only thing that I got. It's this little wicker pig planter basket. It's not in perfect shape. You can see he's got some damage here to an ear. That ear looks better except for up there, but he has his feet, he has his tail, he has his nostrils and his eyes, and he's still really cute. I could also see him, there's some paper stuck here. I could also see him just like sitting, besides with a plant, sitting on your sink with some washcloths or little hand towels rolled up in him in your guest bathroom. So this pig is $30. This mason jar is not for sale, but I finally got my little soap dispenser off of it because after 10, 15 years, it had finally rusted onto this mason jar. And so I finally cleaned that, and that just happened to get down in here. Look at this big bad boy. I mean, it is probably the tallest one that I've ever had. It has like the rope handle on it, and it is marked H&Co. So I got my little ring light here, which is probably making rings on my eyes, but can sometimes white things out too much on the camera. So no lid, but other than that, it is in great condition. So a little bit of dimensions. This is 6 3/4 tall, and then this opening is 11 by 7 3/4, just the opening. So this would look great on your kitchen island or centerpiece on your table with plants in it, or do some kind of vignette. And it is $90. This little painting on a board is $45. And impasto, I think, is maybe the technique because it's a very three-dimensional. It is signed, and on the back it's stamped Made in Taiwan, Republic of China. So you can see it's just on like a piece of plywood, but it's still really cute for $45. And then I have an ironstone platter that's marked, and then just like a China restaurantware platter. This platter is a little bit smaller, and it is T&R Boot. This one is $24, and it is 8 3/4 inches by 5 3/4. This restaurantware one is a little bit bigger. It is 9 3/4 by 6 3/4, and it is $18, and it has Iroquois, China, USA on it. 3 of these Christmas tree crocheted pieces that have been starched. They are just a very unique pattern. You can see they are 3 different sizes. They do stand on their own. So here's a little bit of size reference, 3, 4, 55. Then we have this copper dog for $25, and he is just on metal and then attached to like a piece of plywood here. Well, probably actually wood, not plywood. It's a little bit thicker. Our deer planter is $45. Now, it is not perfect. It is marked on the bottom. It's that Royal Copley. And I'm saying it's not perfect because it appears that there's a repair here, even though it is a really good repair because it's smooth. There's no like divot. It's just discolored. So that's how I noticed it. And then at the very, very top here, see that little crack going through the glaze? It doesn't really go here to the back side. Let me try and get my hand in a good spot for the camera, for the lighting. it doesn't really wrap around per se, and it's not here in the inside. So I think it's just the glaze there. It doesn't actually go all the way through, but I definitely wanted to point it out. This piece is awesome. It's $145. It is an automatic garage door by Cortland. So let me see if I can get it. There is a bend just here, just the one bend. And then, I don't know, that's weird because it has like a little hole here and a hole here. So maybe there was supposed to be a metal rod right there. It does have a little bend in it in places, but probably you could straighten it out. And I don't know why, this is probably supposed to be like a summer house or a summer garage, but the little evergreen trees gives me the total Christmas vibe with the reds and greens. So you could do Christmas, you could do Christmas on that side. And then here you could do like a little summer scene if you had it this way, but it does say Cortland on it. Here you go. And this is $145 for our automatic garage door. And I will mention too, just because it's not perfect, the little like teeth that are supposed to go through on these two aren't through. They're there, so they haven't broke off or anything. They're just not slit in the slit. This little Terin Bowl, I don't know why I liked it. I think after looking a little bit, it's just a little salad bowl. It kind of gives ashtray vibe to me because of these little divots, but I just liked it. I like having a little spot for everything. So whether it's keys or your license or AirPods or whatever you need to stash somewhere. So $15 on our little Terin wooden bowl. A Geese Planter for $35. This actually is a Holland mold, so you can see that here on the bottom, I think facing this direction. Just faintly see Holland mold right there. And then Carol made it back in 1982. And so this had like the styrofoam in it for a planter, but again, you could do so many different things with this piece, but I just liked it and it is in great condition. Our crazy 3-dimensional Christmas tree. It's got all its little balls on it. And it is $25. $25 for a little stuffed tree, and shouldn't say little, it's a decent size. If you saw the shopping video, I shared this when I was shopping. I don't know, I just really liked it. Again, I kind of thought it had ashtray vibe to it, but there's no little like divots. So I'm thinking maybe it's just a wide rimmed soup bowl. But again, it could just be a trinket bowl. I just love the pattern on it. You know, I decorate my house with neutrals, and so I just really feel like this fits in. It is in great condition, and it is $30. I think this is a 1900s necktie box. So there's black paper on it. They're just in the drawer. There's black paper on it. You can see it's dovetailed though from where some of the paper has come off. And it does have the brass necktie name here on the top. And then you can see in this little drawer, it's got some pink satin lining and a pretty pull. So this does have a clasp and has pink here on the inside. So I just love the look of this. I know it's distressed, so it's not gonna be for everybody, but I love the look. It is $50. We have a little brass candlestick holder and a little chamber stick holder. This one has like an old India sticker on it. And this one has made in Hong Kong with some felt on it, so it's probably newer, but they are $15 each. And here's a little size reference for you. Like slinky brass candlestick holders, spirals. $36 for the pair. Almost forgot this safety pin Christmas tree because I put it over here so I could show it to you all lit up. Someone has put in some motion lights or movable lights, but it is assembled with safety pins and it is $45. And this one even has a little tree topper on it. Here it is, not lit up. I just love it. And then the last thing is this candle, and I don't know if it is a girly or not. I really couldn't find the exact one. It is pretty tall and pretty big, and it is $25. There's a little bit of glitter missing and messed up, and you know, here's a little flaw back here, but the drip candle overall is in really great shape. Well, thanks so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you would like to purchase anything, you can just comment below, or what people like to do a lot of times is message me on Facebook or Instagram. If you're not already following me there, definitely do so. Things that you see in my video will eventually make it over to the website at thejunkparlor.com. It has hundreds of items on it if you want to go check that out. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video.